A quiet suburban neighborhood, where everyone knows each other, where doors are left unlocked, and the air is calm. But one night, in the stillness of the dark, a scream pierced the silence. The kind of scream that would change everything. One could explain it. No one would ever forget it. It was an ordinary Thursday night in the quiet town of Ridgewood. The streetlights flickered as shadows moved across the pavement. The homes on Pine Street sat, as they always had, neat and peaceful. Families tucked in for the night, windows glowing with the warmth of home. But behind one of those windows, something sinister was brewing. Maya Williams, a 32-year-old teacher, lived in the small brick house at the corner of the street. Everyone knew her, always smiling, always polite. She had recently moved back to Ridgewood after spending years working in the city. Maya seemed to have everything: a nice house, a stable job, a warm presence in the community. But tonight, something was terribly wrong. From across the street, the faint sound of music played through the thin walls of her house. The lights inside flickered, then went out. But then, there was silence. No one saw anything suspicious that night. No one thought to check. And the next morning, when Maya didn't show up at the local coffee shop, her friends started to worry. Maya's co-workers became concerned after she failed to show up at school. The quietness of her absence echoed through the halls. Maya had always been dependable, but today, there was only silence. At noon, one of her colleagues, Grace, decided to go check on her. The house stood still. Neighbors reported seeing nothing unusual. Grace knocked on the door, but there was no answer. The lock was strange. It didn't seem to have been tampered with. She knocked again, harder this time. Still, nothing. An unsettling feeling crept over her. Grace decided to enter through the back. The backyard was dark, the air heavy with an ominous tension. When she opened the door, the smell hit her first. A sharp, metallic scent that made her stomach turn. Sight that greeted her left her breathless. Maya's body was sprawled across the floor, her once vibrant eyes now lifeless. Blood pooled around her, staining the carpet beneath her. A feeling of dread swept over Grace. The scene was horrifying, yet there were no signs of forced entry, no struggle. The only thing that seemed out of place was a small silver key, resting on the table next to Maya's body, its significance unknown. Within hours, the police were on the scene. Detective Harris, a seasoned investigator, took charge. Maya's home was cordoned off, and the officers combed through the area. The question everyone asked was the same: who would kill a woman like Maya? The first search revealed nothing out of the ordinary. Maya's life seemed spotless. No enemies, no disputes. She kept to herself, had no family nearby. The silver key on the table remained an enigma. What could it mean? Neighbors were questioned, but none had seen anything suspicious. The usual faces, people who'd lived on Pine Street for years, reported nothing out of the ordinary. But as the investigation progressed, a strange pattern began to emerge. Maya's neighbor, Robert, a quiet, unassuming man, was seen frequently around her house. He had lived next door for years, yet no one knew much about him. His movements seemed innocent, mundane even, but to Detective Harris, something about him didn't sit right. Detective Harris dug deeper into Robert's history. What he found shook him to his core. Robert had a criminal record: arson, theft, and disturbing behavior. He had been in and out of prison over the years, but no one in the neighborhood seemed to notice. Robert had been seen talking to Maya just a week before her death, but what was the nature of their relationship? Were they more than neighbors? Did he know something about her past? Robert's alibi was weak. He claimed to have been home that night, alone, but there was no one to confirm it. He became the prime suspect. But despite hours of questioning and multiple searches of his property, no solid evidence linked him to the crime. The community's fear grew. How could something like this happen in their small, peaceful town? And yet, they all realized, the killer really be so close. As days turned into weeks, the town of Ridgewood began to unravel. Rumors spread. Secrets surfaced. Maya wasn't the perfect person everyone thought she was. But it came to light that Maya had been trying to leave Ridgewood before her death. Her friends discovered that she had been in contact with a lawyer, and there were hints of something shady, involving a previous relationship. What had she gotten herself into, and who wanted her silenced? Detective Harris pieced together her last days, looking for clues. Maya had been afraid, anxious. She'd even mentioned feeling like someone was watching her, following her. But was it Robert? Or was there someone else hiding in plain sight? Months passed, and still, there were no answers. Robert was never charged, though the suspicion lingered. The silver key was sent for analysis, but no matching locks were found. The case grew cold, buried under layers of time, secrets, and broken lives. Ridgewood moved on. But the town would never forget Maya Williams, the woman whose murder shattered the peace, whose killer remained just out of reach. The town knew. The truth was out there, but for now, the only thing they could hold on to was the memory of a woman who lived next door, and a killer who was still watching.